Good afternoon and welcome to PHCC's virtual program showcase, where today we are featuring our physical therapist assistant program. For all of our high school seniors, if you would put your name in the chat box for us and put what high school you attend. You can also use the chat feature to ask questions during the call, and please keep yourself muted until the question and answer portion at the end of the call. Today's call is hosted by the PH Career Coaches representing all the high schools in Henry County, Martinsville, and Patrick County. Our job is to help you make informed decisions about your career goals and help you successfully transition into your post-secondary education and training. Quickly, we're going to introduce ourselves. My name is Alyssa Rohr, and I serve as the career coach for Magna Vista. When we're at school in person, my office is in the guidance department at the front of the building, and when we are virtual, I work at my PH office, which is in the Philpott Hall building on the main campus at PH.
Hi, I'm Sharika Williams, and I am the career coach at Bassett High School. My office is located in the small math hallway across from Miss Craig and Miss Yeaman when I'm at Bassett. And when I'm here at PHCC, I am in Philpott Hall on main campus.
Hi, I'm Christy Lester. I am the career coach for Martinsville High School. When I am at the high school, my office is in the guidance department, and while everybody is virtual, I'm working in Philpott Hall here on campus.
Hello, I'm Diane Hughes. I have an office at our DeHart Park campus in Stuart. I can meet with students by appointment there. Just email me to set up an appointment time. I am at Patrick County High School on Tuesdays and Thursdays right now, and my office is located next to the cafeteria.
Thank you all. We are going to talk today or hear a little bit today from our PTA director. Her name is Miss Julie Martin, and she is going to go through a few photos with us and share some information about the program. And afterwards, we'll put up her contact information so that you can reach out directly to her and your career coaches. Julie, if you would like to go ahead and begin.
Okay, well, again, I'm Julie Martin. I'm a physical therapist and the program director for the PTA program, and this is just some pictures of our lab. We had the students in there one day. We were learning to take blood pressures. So, of course, you can see all of some of our equipment, the treadmill, the skeleton, and that's our traction table. We're pretty fortunate that we have a lot of equipment. And so a lot of things that the students get to practice on and experience before they have to go out into the field. And so we have some high-low tables, mat tables, the parallel bars. So it's really nice that they have a lot of equipment to be able to practice on. The stairs to practice with crutches and canes, and the rebounder with the weighted balls and weights. So it's kind of a fun room to be in too. We have I like to call it our toys. And then again, a nice total gym there. And we've had to rearrange the room a little bit right now for social distancing. So we have some equipment pushed together, but we do have desks for the students to be able to sit at, in addition to working at the tables and working with each in pairs at the mat tables. And lots of pictures of me talking. And then here's some of the students, some of our new students that are practicing learning how to take blood pressure on each other. Some of those initial skills before we got into the more physical therapy skills, but those are important for them to learn as well. So the biggest questions I typically get are, what do I need to do? How do I apply to the PTA program? So the first thing is obviously you have to apply to Patrick Henry. And then there's a separate application procedure to go through for the PTA program. We only accept applicants once a year. That's all we're allowed to do. And you can always speak with me to review the application requirements. And here they are. Well, it kind of went a little fast there. This was going a little, but with the applications, we typically do them in August, and then the students start in January. So with this one, we do require that they are high school graduates, that they have biology and chemistry with a grade of C or higher. Math for the recent high school graduates would just be high school algebra 2 with a overall GPA of 3.0 or better, and then you wouldn't have to take any math classes. You need to be able to get right into English 111, so not needing any developmental English, but if you have to take a developmental English, you could, but that's usually not as big a deal with ones coming right out of high school. A GPA of 2.5 or higher. We do have volunteer or observation hours that we require in local clinics under the supervision of a physical therapist or a physical therapist assistant, a minimum of 20 hours. Right now, the hospitals and the nursing homes, the skilled nursing facilities aren't really allowing observations because of COVID, but once that's over, they'll be starting back. But most of the outpatient clinics will. And since I require like 10 hours of 2 different types of settings. What students are doing right now is they're kind of getting maybe some regular outpatient hours, but then most of the outpatient clinics around here also do aquatics. And so observing aquatic therapy or also observing pediatrics. There's several clinics that do pediatric therapy. So you're able to still get a good idea of what is involved in physical therapy before you apply to the program, which is one of the reasons we require this, because I don't want students to apply and get into the program and then realize it's not what they want to do. So by doing the volunteer or observation hours, you get to really see what physical therapy is about and the different types of therapy. And then where it says review and sign a student acknowledgement, that is the essential functions of a PTA student. And basically that just means that even though we could make accommodations for students that maybe have some sort of disability where they need some assistance, there are certain things in order to be a physical therapist and a physical therapist assistant that you need to be able to do. We have to be able to lift at least 25 to 30 pounds and even up to 200 pounds with assistance. We need to be able to hear appropriately, at least enough to be able to hear the patient if they're needing us, or their bell if they're ringing it, or the timer on the equipment. So there are certain things that we just need to be able to do, and that's all listed out, and that's all on our website, which we'll provide here for you as well. Okay. Then, so like a high school senior could go ahead and graduate from high school and then apply this coming August for the program. And then if you haven't taken any of these courses through dual enrollment, ACE program, GovSchool, then you could take these that first fall semester and still be able to apply to the program. And they're just the SDV 100, that 1 credit college success skills, English 111, developmental psychology, we do require that versus just general psychology. A humanities elective, which could be anything that qualifies as a humanities elective for the college. Typically, what most students do are art appreciation, music appreciation, philosophy, or ethics. That seems to be the most common ones that they do, but there are some other options as well. There's some religion courses as well. And then anatomy and physiology. Now, anatomy and physiology 1 and 2 are required, but if you haven't taken any anatomy and physiology, you could take A&P 1 in the fall semester. And then if you get into the program in the spring semester, when you start the physical therapy courses, you could take the anatomy and physiology 2 in that semester, along with the technical courses. And then this is a list of the classes that you'd take as part of the actual PTA program. I mean, it starts off with introduction, and then we build from there and get up into, more therapeutic exercise, rehabilitation, where we go into the neurology side of it. Down at the bottom right, you'll see the HLT 105, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. That we usually have the students take in the first semester of the program. If a student already has their American Heart Association, BLS, basic life support, CPR certification, then that's fine. That we just need proof of it, but you do have to make sure you renew it because you need it through your clinical experiences, which are in the second year of the program. So if a student doesn't have it, then we get that in that first semester of the program, you get that certification and it lasts you through the entire program. And then you don't have to worry about it. And then you would just get it wherever you end up being employed. We'll probably end up paying for you to get that certification there. And it has to be the American Heart Association. It can't be like the Red Cross. It does need to be the AHA. And so this is our website, but I'll tell you the easiest way is actually just patrickhenry.edu/PTA. If you actually just, if you click on the full link like that one, on some of our, a lot of the catalog and everything has that. But when you click on it, it comes up with some information at the top just about the career field, but under that applying tab is where you'll get most of the information. The requirements for application and admission will list out everything we just went over as far as the courses that are required. The observation hours form is where you can document your observation hours and get the PT or PTA to sign them. And then kind of up at in the whole second paragraph little area, application information packet is just a little more detailed information about everything we've really gone over, but it just goes into a little bit more detail. And then that essential functions form is on there as well. And then of course there's other, we have to put an area for students to make complaints if they need to through CAPTE, their mission statement and our program goals of, our goals for the program. And then these are outcomes. Right now we haven't had graduates yet because it's still a new program. Our first graduates will be this December. But it does go in and show how many applicants we had. Like this past application period, we had 38 applicants, 34 that met the program admission criteria, but we only accept 16 because that's the max we can accept. So that kind of gives you an idea. It is competitive, but that doesn't mean to turn you off from applying. It just means you want to be prepared. I think the biggest thing is a TEAS test that they take, that the students take once you apply to the program. You take the TEAS, T-E-A-S, Test of Essential Academic Skills. And it's just basic math, science, English reading comprehension, vocabulary type thing. And you can Google it. Most students, there is a book that you can buy, or the library has the study guide, but I usually don't, say the students have to buy something. You can go online and Google study guides and things like that for that test. And I do recommend doing that so you know what kind of questions to be prepared for before you take that test, because it's a point process for getting into the program. That's in all that information that's here on the website. So the points are applied based on your GPA, your observation hours, and then that TEAS test. So all of that is, that TEAS test does has a big impact. So being able to do well on that. So Googling it, preparing for it is always recommended. And then again, I'm Julie Martin. I'm in Philpott Hall as well. Office is 133. And then the lab is right next to that in Philpott 132. And of course, I can be reached by email. That's usually the easiest way at jmartin@patrickhenry.edu. And I can answer any questions that anyone may have about the program and what classes they need to take if they're not sure.
Thank you so much, Julie. We appreciate you sharing all of that information with us, especially with it being a new program. We have a lot of students interested, and I would say it's one of the most popular ones last year that I had students requesting information about. So it's nice to hear directly from you all the great stuff going on with that program. We have a couple questions. One that comes up a lot for us is, what is the length of the program?
Okay, the length, it's a 5-semester program. So the first semester would be that pre-semester where you take the English 111, the Psych 230, those classes that we listed. So that's typically in the fall semester. But again, some students take it over a period of time. But then once you get accepted into the program, it's 4 semesters. So it's 2 years. We don't have summer classes with our program, so it starts in January. So we actually go spring, fall, spring, fall. So you graduate in December.
And what are some of the best types of jobs students can get with this degree? What are some places for them to work?
That's one of the great things about physical therapy in general, or there's so many different places that you can work. If you like pediatrics, there are pediatric clinics, or working in the school system. There's also working in the hospital setting and working with inpatients. Some really like that because it's different almost every day. You get new patients to work with in different settings and different scenarios there within the hospital. There's outpatient clinics where you see mostly adults, but you may see some children with orthopedic problems, but a lot of different things like that. You could work in a skilled nursing facility or nursing home type setting and do rehab for patients that maybe have had surgery or a stroke. or total knee replacement and knee therapy after that. There's even, I mean, there's performing arts. Some go more into sports side of it. So there's a lot of opportunities in a lot of different areas. And even as I mentioned, aquatics, I did that for a long time, being able to work at a pool and work with patients in the pool. So the great thing is that there's so many different settings and so many different opportunities that you have a lot to choose from.
That's great. What are some characteristics of your best students?
Well, I think first of all, just to go into this field, you do need to have, you need to have be a compassionate person. We have to be advocates for our patients. A lot of our patients go to the doctor gives them a diagnosis, and then they come to us and they're like, I don't even know what that means. What's wrong with me? Am I going to get better? Is this going to improve? And we get to spend a lot more one-on-one time with our patients, which is great. But we have to be compassionate for them and understand that this is a new thing maybe that they're going through, and being able to work with them. So for my students, having that initially, just to come into the program and know that you're going to want to do that. It's a tough program. There's a lot of information that we cover in a fairly short period of time. So you do have to be efficient with your study. Find the best way to study, what works for you, and figuring out whether it's working more by yourself, working with groups, and being able to manage your time wisely between the different classes and keep up with the assignments that are coming due, and making sure that you're staying up, which we give, we have a full course content table that when you get in your syllabus that actually lists every assignment, every homework assignment, everything for the entire semester, and due dates. So you know when everything is due, but just keeping up with everything and making sure that you're staying on top of all of your assignments and projects, and your studying is important. But we work with you.
Great, thank you. Coaches, do you have any additional questions, or was anything put in the chat? Everyone good? All right. Well, we are going to put up the career. I'm going to give students a second here. You can write down or take a screenshot of Julie's information here. Give you just a second for that. And then I'm going to put up our career coach information for you again. If you are a student who is interested in this program, contact one of your career coaches here, the one listed for your school. We would love to get you more information, get you connected with Ms. Martin, and give you a checklist of things you need to get started on as a senior to help you transition into college after you graduate. We can help you navigate the seed fund, your financial aid, scholarships, your PHCC application, make sure that it's good to go, and make sure all of your admissions paperwork is being completed correctly. So we're available to help. You can get our information right here. The best way to reach us now with COVID going on is by email first, and then we can schedule a time to talk with you. This session will be recorded and available for access afterwards. Thank you all for participating in today's call, and we hope you have a good evening. Thank you.
Thanks.